DIY summer garden ideas, easy and beautiful projects for a brilliant season. Welcome and thank you for joining this presentation. Today, I will take you on a journey through the fascinating world of home and garden design. We will explore the evolution of architectural concepts, the integration of gardens into our living spaces, and the stylistic trends shaping the present day. Later, we will move toward future visions that promise even more creativity and sustainability. Let us begin with a foundational perspective and the meaning of residential design and its relationship with the garden. Throughout history, the home has never been only about shelter. It is an environment that reflects culture, lifestyle, and values. The garden, similarly, is more than a patch of greenery. It is a sanctuary, a stage for nature's beauty, and increasingly, an extension of our living room. In contemporary design, architecture and garden are no longer separate. They are carefully woven together, forming one holistic living experience. Imagine a house where the boundary between indoor and outdoor space is blurred. Glass walls invite light into every corner, while sliding doors open directly onto a landscape terrace. The garden is not an afterthought, it is an integral component of the design, enhancing mood, productivity, and well-being. This blending has become a signature of modern residential architecture, and it is shaping how families around the world build and adapt their homes. Modern home design is guided by several core principles. These principles serve as the backbone of architecture and flow directly into garden planning. Simplicity and functionality are the first. Modern architecture embraces clean lines, uncluttered layouts, and efficiency. Every wall, window, and passageway has a purpose. The same applies to gardens, where pathways, seating areas, and planting zones are arranged with intentionality. Integration with nature is another defining principle. Sustainability is not a trend, it is a necessity. Designers aim to reduce the environmental footprint of buildings through materials, energy systems, and orientation. Gardens play an active role, offering natural cooling, biodiversity, and even food production. Personalization and lifestyle fit also stand at the center. No two families live the same way. Some prioritize social gatherings, while others seek solitude. The ideal design mirrors the personality of the residents and translating lifestyle into physical space. A garden for meditation looks very different from one designed for children's play or weekend parties. And finally, flexibility and future-proofing guide modern design. Homes are built to last decades, anticipating how needs may change. Spaces are adaptable, furniture is modular, and gardens are designed to evolve as plants grow and families expand. When we look at global architecture today, several trends dominate the scene. Minimalist aesthetics lead the way, with homes featuring open-plan layouts, monochromatic palettes, and limited decorative elements. The garden complements this with simple plant groupings, stone arrangements, and water features that emphasize calmness. Sustainable building is another major focus, with recycled materials, solar panels, and passive cooling systems. Gardens contribute through rainwater harvesting, composting zones, and planting schemes that require little irrigation. Smart homes are also on the rise, with integrated technology for lighting, temperature, and security. Outdoor lighting systems, irrigation controls, and even robotic lawnmowers reflect this digital convenience. A further trend is indoor-outdoor living, which emphasizes seamless transitions between inside and outside using decks, verandas, and sliding glass walls. In this context, the garden becomes an extension of the living room, often furnished with outdoor sofas, kitchens, and entertainment hubs. Biophilic design also plays a central role, deliberately incorporating natural elements into architecture. Vertical gardens, indoor trees, and rooftop terraces embody this approach, ensuring constant contact with greenery. In the past, gardens were often seen as symbols of wealth or luxury. Today, their role is much broader. The modern garden is functional, restorative, and highly personal. For many, it is a wellness retreat. Aromatic herbs, water fountains, and shaded nooks provide stress relief after long workdays. For others, the garden is productive, offering homegrown vegetables, fruit trees, and pollinator habitats that connect us to ecological cycles. And for families, the garden becomes a communal playground, a safe and joyful space for children and pets. One striking trend is the rise of small space gardens. With urbanization, large backyards are less common. Designers respond with creativity. Balcony gardens, rooftop farms, and vertical green walls bring nature into compact living conditions. The message is clear. You don't need a large estate to enjoy a brilliant summer garden. Let's briefly explore examples from different parts of the world to see how these trends manifest in real projects. In Scandinavian countries, there is an emphasis on natural light, open layouts, and muted colors. Gardens here are minimalist, often featuring native plants and wooden decks. In Japan, there's a long tradition of integrating homes with carefully curated gardens. Zen gardens, koi ponds, and sliding shoji doors blur boundaries between indoors and outdoors. In the Mediterranean region, courtyards filled with olive trees, terracotta tiles, and water features dominate. Gardens are vibrant, colorful, and designed for social gatherings. And in North America, we see a strong push towards sustainable suburban living, with edible landscapes, rain gardens, and solar-integrated homes. Architecture is not only visual, it is emotional. The way a house is structured influences how we feel, behave, and connect with others. Gardens intensify this emotional impact. Think of the calm you feel in a shaded garden on a hot summer day, or the joy of sharing a meal on a patio with friends. These experiences are not accidental, they are carefully designed. Architects and garden designers collaborate to shape emotional journeys. Homes with garden views reduce stress and increase concentration. Families who spend time outdoors report stronger bonds and healthier lifestyles. Beyond personal well-being, gardens strengthen communities. Shared green spaces bring neighbors together, creating bonds that go beyond property lines. Modern residential and garden design is not static. It evolves with technology, culture, and ecological needs. What we see today is a snapshot of a larger continuum, where the home of the future will likely be even more integrated, sustainable, and personalized. As we look deeper into the landscape of contemporary design, the conversation naturally shifts toward stylistic expressions and architectural movements. These are the visible forms through which the principles we discussed earlier come alive. They reveal themselves in textures, colors, materials, and the way homes and gardens communicate with one another. Today's world is an exciting blend of global influences, cultural heritage, and technological innovations, shaping spaces that are as diverse as the people who live in them. One of the most striking stylistic movements is minimalism. Minimalist design is not simply about reducing clutter, it is about creating clarity. Clean geometry, neutral palettes, and open layouts dominate the interior. The garden extends this language using simple arrangements of plants, sculptural stones, or reflecting pools to mirror the serenity inside. A row of bamboo, a single Japanese maple, or a carefully placed water feature becomes a statement piece rather than part of an elaborate composition. This aesthetic is especially powerful in urban environments where minimalism transforms small plots into oases of calm. In contrast, maximalism is also seeing a revival. This movement celebrates boldness, color, and layered textures. Inside the home, you might find eclectic art, patterned walls, and vintage furniture. The garden complements it with lush planting, diverse species, and unexpected bursts of color. A maximalist garden might include climbing roses alongside fruit trees, herb beds next to exotic flowers, and outdoor spaces filled with ceramics and vibrant textiles. Together, they create a joyful, abundant atmosphere that feels alive and personal. Another powerful trend shaping modern living is the emphasis on natural and raw materials. Stone, wood, clay, and metal are returning to prominence in architecture, often used in their most authentic forms. Rough stone walls, exposed timber beams, and clay tiles evoke a sense of timelessness. In the garden, natural stone pathways, untreated wooden decks, and clay planters continue this narrative. These choices are not just aesthetic, they are environmentally conscious, reducing reliance on synthetic materials and reconnecting us with Earth's resources. Industrial style remains a strong influence, particularly in urban housing and loft conversions. Its hallmarks include exposed brick walls, steel frames, and polished concrete floors. The garden in this context often adopts a rugged but sophisticated look, with steel planters, gravel surfaces, and hardy plants like succulents or ornament. Together, they create a bold dialogue between strength and refinement, balancing the roughness of industry with the softness of greenery. Alongside industrial design, mid-century modern continues to resonate. This style, originating in the mid-20th century, emphasizes open spaces, flat plains, and large windows. Its warmth lies in the use of wood, organic curves, and practical layouts. The gardens that accompany these homes often feature expansive lawns, linear pools, and simple planting beds designed to frame views rather than overwhelm them. This style connects the home seamlessly with the garden, fostering an environment of harmony and balance. Beyond stylistic categories, we are witnessing a wave of cultural fusion in residential design. Homes and gardens now borrow elements from different traditions, blending them to create fresh and unique identities. A house may combine the openness of Scandinavian interiors with the tranquility of Japanese gardens, or Mediterranean courtyards with North American suburban layouts. This blending speaks to globalization, where travel, media, and cultural exchange inspire homeowners and designers to think beyond borders. At the same time, the garden is increasingly becoming a stage for lifestyle expression. Outdoor kitchens reflect the rise of social dining. Fire pits and lounge seating echo the desire for cozy gatherings under the stars. Water features symbolize tranquility, while pergolas and trellises extend the home outward, creating shaded retreats. Each element is chosen not only for beauty, but also for the way it enhances daily living. Lighting, too, plays a transformative role. Architectural lighting emphasizes the structure of the home, while garden lighting creates mood and drama. Soft uplighting on trees, glowing lanterns along a pathway, or subtle spotlights on water features allow gardens to remain enchanting after sunset. This marriage of light and form extends the usability of the garden into the evening, turning it into a second living room. One of the most significant developments of recent years is the increasing focus on ecological design. Rain gardens, green roofs, and xeriscaping are redefining how outdoor spaces are conceived. A rain garden collects and filters stormwater, turning a functional necessity into a visually pleasing landscape. Green roofs provide insulation for homes while creating habitats for birds and insects. Xeriscaping, which emphasizes drought-tolerant plants and minimal irrigation, reflects a growing awareness of climate challenges. Each of these practices combines functionality, beauty, and responsibility, proving that sustainability and style can coexist. Another current shift is the exploration of verticality. As urban plots shrink, designers look upward. Vertical gardens or living walls bring greenery into compact homes, often covering entire facades with lush vegetation. Rooftop gardens reclaim otherwise unused spaces, transforming them into green sanctuaries with panoramic views. This vertical dimension not only maximizes space, but also combats urban heat and improves air quality, making cities more livable. Technology is also reshaping stylistic expression. Smart glass can change opacity with a touch, creating privacy while maintaining a connection to the garden. Automated irrigation systems adjust watering based on soil moisture and weather forecasts. Augmented reality allows homeowners to visualize garden layouts before planting a single tree. These innovations blend seamlessly into the stylistic narrative, enabling beauty that adapts and responds dynamically to human needs. Cultural values play an equally important role in guiding trends. The post-pandemic era has amplified the desire for outdoor living. Homes now prioritize terraces, balconies, and patios where people can connect with nature without leaving their property. This is more than convenience. It is a psychological shift that values wellness, balance, and reconnection with the environment. The garden is no longer decorative, it is essential. The emotional dimension of style should not be underestimated. Minimalist spaces calm the mind, maximalist ones energize it. Natural materials ground us, while bold colors lift our spirits. Gardens amplify these emotions. A Zen-inspired layout encourages meditation, while a vibrant, colorful yard invites playfulness and joy. When architecture and gardens align stylistically, they create a narrative that residents live and feel every day. Looking at global examples again, we see fascinating variations. In Brazil, Homes embrace tropical modernism with open-air verandas and gardens filled with native plants that thrive in the heat. In the Netherlands, sustainable row houses integrate green roofs and canal-side gardens, proving that high-density living can be both stylish and ecological. In Australia, indoor-outdoor living reaches its peak, with homes designed to flow seamlessly into expansive patios and native gardens resistant to drought. Each culture adapts style to its environment, creating a global mosaic of architectural beauty. As we observe these movements, one thing becomes clear: style is not static. It is a living, breathing reflection of time, culture, and innovation. What we consider modern today will evolve, blending with future technologies and ecological priorities. Yet the essence will remain the same. The home and its garden will always mirror who we are, what we value, and how we choose to live. This exploration of stylistic expressions and architectural movements highlights not only aesthetic choices, but also the cultural and emotional meanings behind them. The interplay between home and garden is rich with symbolism, comfort, and identity. It is here that residents find not just shelter, but inspiration and joy woven into their daily routines. As we turn toward the horizon of design, the conversation naturally shifts from present styles to future visions. The architecture and gardens of tomorrow will not only reflect beauty and lifestyle, but also answer urgent questions of sustainability, climate change, and human well-being. In many ways, the future is already unfolding in experimental projects and innovative concepts that redefine what it means to live in harmony with nature and technology. A defining feature of future homes will be deep ecological integration. Buildings will no longer stand as separate entities from their environment, but will act as living systems themselves. Walls may host vertical gardens that purify the air, roofs may be covered with solar panels, doubling as habitats for pollinators, and water systems may recycle every drop for irrigation. The garden, in this vision, is not merely decorative, it is an active partner in reducing carbon footprints, cooling urban heat islands, and supporting biodiversity. The home becomes an ecosystem, and the garden its heart. Technology will be the invisible thread weaving comfort and efficiency into daily life. Smart systems will extend far beyond lighting and irrigation. Homes will anticipate residents' needs, adjusting climate control based on occupancy, monitoring plant health in the garden, and managing resources with artificial intelligence. Imagine a garden where sensors detect soil nutrient levels, sending gentle reminders or automatically releasing organic fertilizers. Picture a patio where lighting adjusts with the natural circadian rhythm, supporting mental health. The future home and garden will not only respond to human behavior, but actively nurture it. One of the most transformative concepts is modularity. Future residential architecture will embrace adaptable structures that grow and evolve alongside families. Instead of tearing down walls, residents will shift modules, expanding rooms, adding garden courtyards, or reconfiguring layouts as life changes. Gardens, too, will follow this modular approach, with movable planters, flexible outdoor kitchens, and adaptive shading systems. This flexibility ensures longevity and sustainability, reducing waste and creating homes that remain relevant for decades. Climate adaptation will become central to design. In regions facing rising temperatures, homes will integrate passive cooling systems, shaded courtyards, reflective surfaces, and water features that naturally lower ambient heat. Gardens will rely on drought-resistant species, native plantings, and xeriscaping techniques. In flood-prone areas, raised foundations, rain gardens, and permeable paving will protect structures while enhancing beauty. This adaptive philosophy ensures that homes and gardens do not fight nature but work with it, turning challenges into design opportunities. The urban future holds special promise for gardens. With cities expanding and green space shrinking, designers are reclaiming vertical and rooftop spaces. Green skyscrapers draped in vegetation are no longer science fiction, but present-day prototypes pointing toward a greener tomorrow. Rooftop farms supply fresh produce to residents, reducing food miles and strengthening community resilience. Even small balconies will be transformed into ecosystems, contributing to a collective urban garden that nourishes both body and soul. The psychological dimension of future design will be just as important as the ecological. In a world of rapid change and digital saturation, people will seek sanctuaries of calm. Gardens will be curated as healing environments incorporating principles from therapeutic landscapes. Aromatic plants, soothing water features, and restorative seating areas will be designed with mental health in mind. Homes will be conceived not only as places of shelter, but as daily retreats for mindfulness, creativity, and connection with the natural world. Trends also point toward a revival of community-centered spaces. Future residential design may blur private and public realms, with shared gardens, courtyards, and green corridors connecting neighbors. These collective landscapes will encourage collaboration, sustainability, and social bonds. Instead of isolated houses, neighborhoods may function like ecosystems, where each garden contributes to a larger network of biodiversity and shared resources. This vision aligns with the growing recognition that resilience is a collective, not individual, achievement. Materials of the future will carry both stories and solutions. Biodegradable composites, mycelium-based structures, and carbon-neutral concrete are already in development. These materials reduce environmental harm while offering new textures and aesthetics. In gardens, recycled materials may define pathways and furnishings, while plant-based composites could form lightweight structures for pergolas and pavilions. Every choice of material becomes a declaration of responsibility, embedding ethics into style. Artificial intelligence and virtual reality will also transform the design process. Homeowners may step into virtual models of their future homes and gardens before construction, adjusting layouts, plant selections, and lighting in real time. This interactive design experience democratizes architecture, empowering individuals to shape their environments with precision and imagination. Beyond design, AI-driven analytics will optimize garden growth, predicting seasonal changes and tailoring care for each plant species. The future will also bring forward new cultural syntheses. As global challenges demand shared solutions, design languages will cross-pollinate. Elements of Japanese Zen may merge with Scandinavian minimalism, African courtyards with European green roofs, or Middle Eastern desert gardens with North American suburban layouts. This cultural blending will reflect not just aesthetic preference, but also a global solidarity, uniting traditions in pursuit of sustainable living. Equally significant is the poetic quality of future design. Homes and gardens will tell stories, not only of personal identity, but of collective responsibility to the planet. A wall covered in climbing plants may symbolize resilience, while a water feature powered by recycled rainwater may whisper of renewal. Architecture and gardens will become narratives, teaching children and inspiring communities through their very existence. What lies ahead is not a utopia of technology or a nostalgic return to tradition, but a balance. The home and garden of the future will blend the best of innovation with timeless principles of harmony, beauty, and respect for nature. They will be places where families live, communities thrive, and ecosystems regenerate. As we step back to see the bigger picture, one thing becomes clear. Architecture and gardens are not merely about aesthetics. They are about survival, well-being, and meaning. The choices we make today in how we build and plant will echo for generations. A brilliant summer can indeed start from a small garden, but a brilliant future begins with visionary design that honors both human aspirations and the fragile world we call home.